today.
We're doing the phone lines. We're
Yeah.
excited that Bill Nye has come in person because we thought he was just going to phone to ask about his dating
His
problems.
dating, we
But he's
thought
actually
we
come in person.
Yes.
Because he's the sort of person we're looking to, a mature person who may be looking for love in their life.
Can anybody phone today?
Anybody can phone. You don't need to be Bill Nye to get in touch. What sort of people are we looking for today, though?
Well, it's not necessarily mature, but more mature people. Anybody, really, who feels that they want to try dating. Jazz is convinced that everybody wants a very long-term relationship. I'm not so convinced. So it's about happiness now and where we can find it. Some of that might be online and some of it might be in person. So we've got lots to say,
For
particularly
Giles,
to Bill
it's
Nye.
how you can find the one. For you, it's how you can find...
Well, it's
Nice
several-
moment.
Yeah, the special
Nice
friends.
moments.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, happy times.
Absolutely
Happy times.
right.
And we may get ideas from the viewers, actually.
Yes.
We can learn from you as well as us sharing our experience.
But exactly, and it's about, like, being happy in yourself.
It is.
Who would have thought this Date Busters would
so
have
glad
taken
it
off
has,
so
though.
much? It's amazing.
So glad it has.
Well, give us a call. Give us a call.
For free. 08000 30 40 44. Download the Free This Morning app to get involved. Get in touch by 11:15, and you have to be 18 or over.
And first, Giles and Carol are here to discuss the top stories. So we're going to kick off with this story, the fact that I'm a Celebrity beats The Crown, which I can't believe. So, unbelievable. 7.6 million people tuned in to watch Matt Hancock and Sean Walsh arrive into the jungle on Wednesday, while the season 5 premiere of The Crown was watched by 1.11 million people. But the Netflix figures exclusively consist of those watching on TV and don't include viewers on tablets, mobiles and laptops, etc. But, I mean, are you surprised? I think Matt Hancock going in, it's huge, isn't it?
It's because people prefer fact to fiction. They prefer reality to fantasy.
Yeah.
And, of course, the publicity about Matt Hancock has been huge.
Yes,
You've
it
been there.
has.
What do you make of it?
Well, I just want to talk about The Crown, really, and you're saying about reality to fantasy, because I started watching The Crown. I loved Series 1, loved Series 2. Series 3, when it was coming into the time of where I have been alive, and I have that reference, then it was more about, actually... I don't remember it like that. I don't remember it that way. And so I stopped watching because I thought, well, this is getting into the drum. But I know that a lot of Americans really believe that what they see on the ground. I think it should have a disclaimer, to be honest.
Well, I think people should be... I think people are intelligent enough to know it's a drama based loosely on real events. I was lucky enough to know the Duke of Edinburgh. Jonathan Pryce is giving a superb performance, but he isn't in any way like the Duke of Edinburgh. But it's nonetheless wonderful television. They've spent, I think, £11 million on each episode.
Yeah.
It's superb. It's so glossy. It's wonderfully done. But it clearly is now quite fantastical. I mean, there is this sequence in it, which I've not yet seen. I've only seen the beginning, where they have John Major and Prince Charles, as was now the King, getting together to talk about virtually overthrowing the Queen. Well, I mean, this is in the realms of complete fantasy. Yeah. Anybody who knew the Queen, observed the Queen for 5 minutes, let alone a lifetime, as all that we have done, knew that she was committed for life. There was no question that she would step down and that the Prince of Wales would want to be, as it were, the consort standing in for her, the regent. I mean, it's just a nonsense. So it's drama. If you know it's drama, enjoy it, like you might enjoy going to see Richard III by William Shakespeare. Proof always, of course, Richard III, that sequels can be better than the earlier play, because Richard II is a bit iffy.
So true. But talking of drama, there's a lot of drama in the jungle, though. A lot of drama indeed. And is it becoming the Matt Hancock show, though?
Well, I love I'm a Celebrity. I have been in I'm a Celebrity. It was the best thing.
Was it fun?
Loved
you enjoy it?
I loved every single second of it. I can, I can go on and on and on for ages about it.
Yeah.
It was the best thing I've ever done, and it's the best show on television, in my view. And I have found, like the 7.6 other million people who watched it on Wednesday, I thought, this can be interesting. Watch this. And I watched it. But I have found that I'm getting more and more irate at the fact that he's in there. So I think viewers are split. I'm part of those who are starting to shout things that they shouldn't shout at the telly.
Is it the fact that maybe people are starting to warm to him and he's coming across quite nicely?
Some are.
And you still feel the anger from before?
I think it's divisive. I'm not warming to him at all, because every time he appears on screen now, I'm shouting obscenities at the television. Because I can't forget I can't forget the lies. I can't forget the rule breaking. I can't forget
Do you think you'd
the
feel the same
PPE
way?
contracts to his mates. I can't forget any of that.
Yes.
Do you think you'd feel the same way if you were in the jungle with him, or do you think that experience kind of almost dilutes how you'd feel because when you're face to face with someone, you find that empathy with them, whoever that person is?
I think it's very difficult for them in there, because you have to get to the point where you're going to be voted out. Otherwise, there are all sorts of other implications for people inside. And also, they've already been through sort of mini traumas, if you like, by doing the different tests, and they're getting in there. And this is a whole different expectation. So do you remember when Lady C was on? And she was horrible, everyone. But we're sitting as viewers going, oh, Lady C, and we're interested and we're watching, and some of it's a bit funny and some of it's horrible.
She hadn't done anything directly to us, though.
To us, no.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, it's all over and everybody gets on with their lives. This is not like that.
I think it's the fact that he's directly impacted all of our lives. Do you think?
Yes.
What do you think, Giles?
Yes, I do think. I mean, certainly, I would not have done it. I don't think it was a good idea. But he wants to be seen as a human being. He has got to go on with his life. This has got to happen. But I've been remembering, because I have a long memory, somebody called the Rector of Stookie. You've never heard of this person, have you?
No.
He was a defrocked priest, and he ended up in a barrel on Lowestoft Pier. He became hugely famous, and to make money, he put himself in a barrel. And to get more people to come.
When was this?
This is in the 1920s and 30s.
What, just to see him in a barrel?
Yes, and then because not enough people were coming, I promise you this is true.
It's very similar to what's happening here.
Exactly.
He got a lion. He got a lion, and he put his head inside the lion's head. And you could come and see him on Lowestoft Pier, the Rector of Stookie putting his head inside the lion's mouth. Eventually, the lion mauled him. He died. So the point is, this is fraught with danger, doing these things.
So you think he's getting...
He thought it would rehabilitate himself, the Rector of Stookie. It killed him. So all I'm saying to Matt is, beware of what you do.
I think a lot of people I've spoken to have issue with the fact he's gone in there and his reasons when asked are, people need to see politicians.
No.
It's almost like you want him to front up and go, look, my reputation couldn't get any worse, so I just want to come in to humanise it, and I'm getting paid to be here.
And he's not doing his job.
That-
He is being paid. Immediately that I'm a Celebrity ended last night. Lovely Julie Etchingham was on, and she said their headline before they cut to commercials was, the NHS is in the biggest crisis in its history. That was the headline. So you can't,
Separate
you
the
can't
We need
separate
full-time
the
members of
two.
Parliament. That's the truth of the matter. That's a separate issue. I think people are divided about him because of his history.
Yeah.
And they're also divided if they're his constituents, because why isn't he actually asking questions on our behalf in Parliament where he should be?
Yeah. Being
And it's
paid
not like
twice.
he's dipping into a show. You're literally there. You can't do your job and be on I'm a Celeb, can you?
Yeah. We're talking about a bit more about I'm a Celebrity a little
We
bit
are
later.
indeed.
Yes, with Stanley Johnson.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Exciting.
I know.
Next up.
He's very charming, but people will hate him because he fathered the Prime Minister. So you can't please everybody, can you?
Exactly.
So, the blame goes back 55 years.
Big Game of Thrones stuff going on here.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, next up, all aboard HMS Wag. The luxury ship I believe it's docked in Doha. It's going to be the home to the wives and girlfriends of the World Cup England's players. It's been revealed £1 billion. MSC World Europa boasts 2,622 cabins, 6 swimming pools, a promenade, 14 ocean view whirlpools, 13 dining venues, and more than 30 cafes and bars.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And the Venom drop, which is...
Can I say, who needs it?
Well,
when the Isle of Wight ferry is available, who needs all this nonsense? No, the simple things in life are better. I've got reservations about this.
Apparently the Wags don't get to see the footballers, though. I don't think
Well, the
I'd
guys
turn
are
I
up.
in
don't think they should. Do you?
No, they're in a bubble in Doha, COVID
Yeah.
bubble.
So what's the point of them going?
I know.
Are they just going to get onto the boat?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
that's probably a nice little perk. I guess
It's
they
just
go
like
to
a little
support.
holiday for
But
the
wait
Wags.
for it. It's £6,000 a night
Yeah.
if you go on this, as you're paying for it.
I'd rather stay at home. I'd rather stay at home. I don't know. If I'm not going to see my husband, what's the point?
What is the point? Come stay with me. Fish finger sandwiches, as you know. Baked beans on toast.
On the Isle of Wight Ferry with Giles.
I said, if we want an outing, the Isle of Wight Ferry. It is fun.
I love the Isle of Wight Ferry.
It is fun.
Great.
And, on the
very
good days,
quick,
the
20
coffee
minutes.
shop is open. Yes.
I love them. What do you think of that? Would you go?
Well, I think the whole WAGs thing is a business in itself now. You know, we have Love Island on the telly here, we have WAGs, it's a whole industry in itself. So I think you're quite right. It's got nothing to do with football. It's all to do with that particular industry, which is fashion and glamour and all of that. So, you know, I would love to go on. What is it called? The Venom Drop.
The Venom Drop.
Yeah, WAGs or no WAGs. I'd love to try that 11-deck high helter-skelter thing.
If you're not a WAG, though, the good news is there will be, for £200 a night, a container-style room available for fans in the desert.
Have you seen
That's
those?
more you. That's more you, darling.
Me.
You can now buy half a Christmas tree. A space-saving half Christmas tree is being sold by Argos.
Absolutely.
£55 tree tucks up against the lounge wall and needs decorating only on one side.
Oh.
It's a great idea,
This is such a good idea. This
Well
is genius.
done.
So it's flat on the one side and then you just decorate the other side. Oh, this is brilliant.
It's perfect. I was looking. I tell you what, in real tree land as well, you know, with pine things and all of that, they are now growing slimline trees for exactly the same reason, which is it takes up half your living room.
It really does, yeah.
If
And you
not-
never can see round the back anyway.
But if you've got a semi-detached, you could break a hole in the wall and share it with the neighbours. Half one side, half the other. This
Just
is why
join 'em up.
People tune into this show for these tips.
It's Giles'
I actually
ultimate
want. Is
life
it
hack.
expensive? How much is it?
£55.
50. It's quite expensive, because it's only half a tree.
But it lasts
hey-ho,
forever.
It
You're
lasts
gonna have it
forever.
Includes the lights as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
okay.
There's a new advert
Come
out,
on.
which I personally think should have been Dermot O'Leary's advert. It's starring Daniel Craig. It's a new advert for, is it Belvedere vodka? Daniel Craig
Belvedere, yeah.
dances. Belvedere vodka. Daniel Craig dances and showcases his muscles as you've never seen him before. Have a look at this and tell me you don't think it should be Dermot O'Leary.
Put your loving on me.
Finally.
Cut. Let's go again. Just be yourself.
Oh, I like it.
How good is that?
I like it.
Why did you not get that call?
Because I'm not James Bond.
Oh, that's true. 007.
I'm not entirely sure about that.
Do you not like
A bit of dad
Correct.
dancing for me. I'd rather have seen Bill Nye do.
Very kind.
Did
do
you
you
like
think?
it?
Really?
No, it didn't make me reach for the vodka bottle. Not in a good way.
That was
But what I
Rita
want
Ora
to know-
playing as
You know,
well.
he does the pout all the time, doesn't he? Sort of like that. Can you do it?
No, I've not been built for it like you have.
Well, have you got any signature moves that you would have included? Oh, nice.
I saw them earlier. They're just
Nice.
That's all I can do.
wonderful.
I can see your signature
What is your
moves
signature move?
every Saturday.
What is your basic signature
Every
move?
Saturday on the grounds. What is your basic go-to move?
This.
Yeah,
You
probably
do
a
a
bit
lot
of
of
that.
that.
Very
He
good
does a lot of
borders.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit more jerky. Yeah.
Bit jerky. Yeah, I love it. You're so good.
Thanks.
Anyway, thank you guys. Great news
Thank
of you.
you. Wonderful.
Love that.
Staying with us for Date Busters later on, which I'm very much looking forward to. Thank you. Just a moment. It could help you.